Look at the camera. Here's the drive I chose for this build for my main boot drive. This is a 250 gig model, M.2. It came down between this and the Western Digital Black, but the Samsung seemed to be a little bit better in most categories, narrowly edging the Western Digital out, so I went ahead and purchased this one. You can see I've got a pin cap laying on top of the drive, both to conceal the serial number, but also to give a size reference to just how tiny these are. And this is the smallest capacity in this line of SSDs, so it's really incredible to me that they can pack so much storage capacity into such a tiny little drive. These go all the way up to 2 terabyte. And with it being an NVMe drive, I should be able to get some pretty nice short boots and program load times. Here's the memory I ended up going with for this build. This is a 2x8 gigabyte kit of DDR4. This is 3000 megahertz rated memory. I don't think I'll be running that speed. My motherboard says it only supports up to 2666, but we'll see what kind of speeds. I would have been pretty happy, honestly, with 16 gigs of 2400 megahertz. But this memory was on sale for a really good price around Black Friday, and I did want a little bit of flair, and the RGB I think will be a nice touch to this otherwise pretty plain and industrial looking build. Here's the power supply I'll be using for this build, at least for now. As you can see, it's brand new. I purchased this for a rack mount build, but it was incompatible due to the orientation of the fan in that case. I think it'll work pretty good for this system, at least starting out. It's not modular, but with the great cable management options of this case, I don't think that will be a problem. Here's the graphics card I'll be using for this build. I already had this card laying around, so it didn't cost me anything. In the future, I would definitely like to upgrade to something a little newer like a 1060, but this will work great for the moment. It has pretty good connectivity options, DisplayPort, HDMI, and DVI. Certainly a great upgrade over the onboard Intel 630 graphics. Here's the optical drive I'll be using for this build, just a basic light-on DVD burner. Should get the job done nicely. I definitely am somebody that still requires an optical drive because I prefer to collect my music on CDs and rip them to FLAC. Of course, this desktop build would not be complete without a fresh retail copy of Windows to install. This is actually the USB stick version, which as of the time of this filming is still available for the previous price. Microsoft recently raised the price for Windows 10 by $20 US, but the USB drive versions were still available for the previous price. I also picked up this keyboard on a Black Friday sale. It has kind of lukewarm reviews online. A lot of people were complaining because it bills itself as a gaming keyboard, yet it has rubber dome key switches instead of mechanical. But it is a nice feeling keyboard to me, and I think aesthetically it'll look great with this system. It's definitely at an entry-level price point, so I don't really see what people are getting so bent out of shape for. I think it'll be a great upgrade over the keyboard I was using previously. I also snagged this little Ethernet switch that I'll be using to tap into the cable running into the Pro Audio system here, and I'll run another cable over to where this new system will be set up in the other room. Alright YouTube, if you're still awake after all that chit chat, you are to be commended, and you'll be rewarded because in this next segment we're going to go ahead and spring into action and assemble what we do have here on the table into this case. Hopefully when the CPU shows up we can just drop it in and we'll be up and running.